first turn, full send down the inside, trying to keep it together, banging wheels with Hamilton out of that corner. And here comes Alonso using our slipstream to come alongside us, got better drive, he slopped back in behind him, getting closer and closer and closer, almost crashed into the back of him, had to back out at the very last moment there. And there's Tsunoda down the inside, we dart over to the right, back down the inside, going for the switch back down to third gear, muscling our way around that corner, getting our elbows out. Will Tsunoda stick with us through those corners? And hard on the brakes, down to second gear around the first hairpin. Yellow flag, there's Hamilton. Crunch, what is he doing? Hello everybody, welcome back to F1 22. Now in the previous video we had a bit of a first look of the game, particularly the addition of a new feature to the Formula 1 games, and that is driving supercars. So I really had a great time doing that video and checking out the game for the first time. So if you haven't seen that video, I will link it up top. I'll put a little card, or I will put a link down below in the description. Do go check it out, I'll very much appreciate it. But today, as I allured in that previous video, we're going to be checking out the F1 Korea. Now, I've never played the Korea mode in any Formula 1 game, so I'm very much excited for this, and I hope you guys will come along for the journey with me, and I hope you guys will enjoy it as well. Speaking of which, if you like this sort of content, please do hit the like button down below, and if you're not subscribed, please do consider subscribing. I would very much appreciate it. And yeah, let's go ahead and start our race in Korea. Okay, so here we are in the Korea menu of F1 22. Two career types that we can choose from. I think for this series we're just going to go with my team and just start our own team and just build our way up from there, because I think that will be very interesting, rather than, you know, playing as an already existing driver. Let's make a driver of ourselves. We will see how this goes. So let's go ahead. My team. Now we get 3 levels of, I suppose, difficulty. We got newcomer, midfield, challenger, championship contender. Now, considering that I have never ever actually played an F1 games career, I think it's only poignant that I just go ahead and just select the newcomer. The newcomer option. With tight resource, a team is expected to build before challenging for competitive results. So let's see how we go. I'm not expecting great things, but let's just have a go at it and see how we do, shall we? So newcomer, and we'll just go with the full season of the Formula 1 calendar. I'm assuming with the custom season you can go into that and select different tracks that you would like to have and make your own season out of it, but we will go with the Formula 1 official season, and then we'll have a look at the settings. Okay, so for this, I think what we may do is actually go with some custom settings, and I'm just gonna make sure and check that I have some assists on. I'm going to have a little bit of the dynamic racing line on just for the corners. Most of this other stuff to do with the car, such as anti-lock brakes, traction control, I have turned off, just to make it a little bit more challenging. The pit assists, ERS, all of that, even DRS, I've left on at the moment, just on automatic, just to see how we go, because my setup itself is actually quite antiquated. I run a G27, so a Logitech G27 wheel to be exact. So it's a little bit more annoying having to use the buttons on it compared to one of the later models like G920 or a G29. Just because they have all the, you know, the D-pad and all the dials and everything on the wheel itself and not off to the side on the gearbox module as you do with the G27. So for the moment, we're just going to start off like this, and we'll see how we go. As we progress through this series, we'll slowly start to wean ourselves off some of these other assists like the DRS and ERS, and perhaps even the pit assist as well, but we'll see how it goes. So that's all the assists that we've set up as custom. Weekend structure, I've left it in its default format, so full practice format, one shot qualifying, and the session length we will leave at medium, so 25% of an actual race. But we will see how we go. The AI difficulty I've set to 50, so medium. By default it was at 31, which I thought I played a little bit of single player Grand Prix against AI, and I think if we left it at yeah, 50, good medium balance, we should be okay. Should provide a little bit of a challenge while also sort of, easing us into the game. Hopefully, again, we can change this throughout the series as we progress through it. I think we will go with those settings and hopefully we will have an enjoyable career experience. Let's go ahead and confirm. Excellent. Now, enable my team icons. This essentially means there are, well-known drivers in Formula 1 history that can be added to the driver market for us to recruit to be part of our team. So I think we will do that and we will use that. And then, we will confirm those options and let's get started off in our career, shall we?
Welcome to my team. Here you'll experience the world of Formula 1, not only as a driver, but as the owner of a brand new F1 team. First things first, let's create your driver.
Let's just go with him. Avatar chosen, country and region, we are from Australia. Driver number, we'll go with 21. And that's it. We're good to go.
And now, let's focus on your driver's look.
Okay, so that's pretty much it. I've gone for a black and yellow theme, a little bit of green, so maybe green and gold as well. So, some Australians connections there as well. Green and gold is very much an Australian sort of color palette. And yeah, we'll advance from there, shall we?
Great. Now let's set up some of the key details of your new team.
So yeah, as you guys can see, I've selected Echo as our primary sponsor. We've got that signing bonus of $4.5 million. Obviously, minus the 3.3 for our power unit supplier, and which leaves us with $1.2 million. Now we got to select our partner driver.
The drivers available to be your first teammate. They all have their own strengths and weaknesses, so consider everything when deciding who to hire. Drivers earn acclaim based on their performances. When a driver earns enough acclaim, they will level up. The higher a driver's level, the more acclaim they will earn for their current team. And remember, the faster the team levels up, the faster our income will increase. The higher a driver's experience, the more resource points are earned to spend on vehicle upgrades. Racecraft is the driver's skill to effectively complete overtakes when opportunities arise. Awareness shows the driver's ability to avoid errors and incidents. Pace describes the driver's ability to set competitive lap times. Focus represents the driver's current form and state of mind. Rating is a summary of the driver's overall skill level.
Okay, so the one thing from that particular explanation that stood out to me was the experience. So the more experience your driver is, the more resource points you get towards the development of the car. So in saying that, looking at the 4 drivers available to us, actually there's more, is that? Yeah, there is more. Gotta make sure you scroll, Jace. Okay, let's have a look. David Beckman. Never mind. Okay. I thought that said Beckham for a second. I think I'm gonna go with Marcus Armstrong. 34 experience points. Pretty decent with his racecraft, awareness, and overall pace as well. And his overall rating is basically on par with all the other guys as well. So I think we will go with Marcus Armstrong. Definitely, especially for that 34 experience points. Let's go with that.
We can afford this power unit supplier and teammate.
Yeah.
Go ahead and confirm if you're happy.
I'm happy with that. Hope you guys are happy with that. We got $400,000 left. Hopefully that is enough. And also, by the way, again, I initially stopped the recording because I was going to select all of this and then show you guys. But you can actually see now my name that I came up with. Pretty cringe. JZ Industries. I don't know. I'm not a very creative person when it comes to coming up with team names. So that's what I came up with, and I thought I could go back and change it during all this selection process. And no, you can't. Once you press enter, that's it. You're locked into that name. So we are locked into that name. We're sticking with JZ Industries. Let's confirm our options, or rather our selections. Let's advance, shall we?
The livery will be running this season. We can add more sponsors to the car as we sign them throughout the year. And don't worry, we can edit our look at any time from HQ.
Alright, and that's basically it. That was actually pretty simple. I just copied over the design that we came up with in the previous video when we customized our Formula 1 car. Now, what's interesting, and I promise this is a coincidence by the way, I was actually watching T. Martin's series that he's doing in F1 22, and I noticed, and this was, I watched him after I did my video, and I noticed that he had come up with the black and yellow car as well. So if you're a fan of him, I promise I'm not trying to copy him or anything. I genuinely am drawn to, you know, the black and yellow color scheme as well. And yeah, I think it's pretty cool. So I'm pretty happy with that. I just copied over the design. Of course, only the one sponsor with Echo, and we will go ahead and advance from.
Last but not least, we need to consider our brand, our badge, and team colors.
Okay, so I think we'll go with that for our team colors, black and yellow again, and let's advance.
Great, that's everything we need. You can go back and edit anything we've done so far, and we'll come back here at the start of each season. But if you're ready to go, hit advance to head to the team HQ, and we can start our push to the top of Formula 1.
Hello folks, and welcome to this, a very special edition of Paddock Pass. We're here at the headquarters of Formula 1's newest team for an exclusive first look at what they will be bringing to the sport. It's always an exciting moment to welcome a new team onto the grid. However, what makes this occasion a little more special is how strikingly different the cars are this year. Yep, the long-awaited new regulations are finally here, and with them, the start of the next era of Formula 1. The 2022 season ushers in a change of direction to the regulations aimed at promoting closer racing, with new aero additions in the form of swooping front and rear wings, along with the new eye-catching 18-inch low-profile tyres that will push tyre technology to the limit. So then, the question remains as to whether this team can grasp the opportunity before them with both hands and lead the charge against the rest of the paddock. We'll find out soon enough, as the new season is just about to begin. But first, let's see the unveiling of the team's car and meet the owner of the brand new Formula 1 team. Well, first of all, thanks so much for inviting us here today. It's been wonderful to see behind the scenes. As you might expect, I've got about 1 million questions, so let's jump straight in. It's been a long time since we last saw a team owner take their own car onto the track, and the sport's changed enormously in the intervening years. How are you going to handle the responsibilities of both managing and driving for a Formula 1 team?
Okay, interesting. So I guess this is the sort of media aspect of the F1 career. I think we will go with, this isn't just about me, this is about my team, and I'm behind them 100%. Together, we're unstoppable. I like that one, except...
Let's talk about your teammate. Now, it's clear they're excited to have signed with you, but tell me, what is it that you think they bring to the team?
Now, I believe, depending on... you know, what sort of response you select, sometimes you do get some additional bonuses, I believe, or some points towards different departments in your team. So that's something that I'm interested in seeing. So we're asking about our teammate. What do we think they bring to the team? Yeah, I think we will go with the top one. It was finding the right fit for our team. They understand that we're new and appreciate the opportunity we are providing. Go with that.
You've obviously been putting a lot of work into the car.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's early days, but how do you expect it to feel out there?
Let's see. Okay, so maybe this is where, depending on the option we select, we may get some... I do have a lot of trouble exiting corners when I'm doing time trial, especially with traction control off. So maybe, I think that'll be our aero department. There you go, interesting.
Years of experience in Formula 1. Where do you see the opportunities to make those vital performance gains you need to put you within reach of the other cars?
Very interesting question indeed, Will. I think we'll go fuel loads are the key to reducing the weight of the car. Efficiency we've got out of the power unit will keep weight down. I think we'll go with that. Chassis department will notice that. Interesting.
It's going to come down to whether you can take positions from the other drivers. What is it about your car that's going to give you that edge in those battles?
Oh, I don't know. I think we will go with, in the wise words of Jeremy Clarkson, powertrain department will notice that. There we go.
Departments working together here at your headquarters, and with such an important deadline coming up, who's getting that coveted teacher's gold star? Which group do you feel most proud of right now?
No, Will. Why would you ask me this question? Can't I just give a gold star to every single department? Durability is very important. Chassis department is already noticed. Same with aero and our power unit. So I think we should go with durability. Yeah. That makes sense, right? Because all the other 3 departments, at least based off these responses here, have been noticed. So we'll go with that. I think we're covered there. I think we're good.
Thank you so much for your time. It's been wonderful to get an insight from you and, of course, to see around the headquarters. Thank you for today. Really appreciate it. And thank you all at home for watching as well. We'll see you very soon.
Okay, here we go. So 1st of March, the next Grand Prix is the 17th on the Thursday. Now, we got some activities and some messages. Okay, so what happens? Let's just try the autofill activities. Let's see what that does. Okay, yeah, so let's just go with autofill. So by the looks of it, we've gone with aero. Well, it's automatically selected aero and chassis focus pre-season advertisement campaign, and with the aero and chassis focus, we increase our department morale in aero and chassis by 50%, but we do lose 15% in powertrain and durability, both of them. We also have pre-season advertisement campaign, which gives us 500 team acclaim points, I guess, but minus 50k cash. That's alright, we have a bit of cash to spend, and we can always do with a little bit of, you know, team acclaim. So we will go with that. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so this is our facilities tab. Looks like we can invest money into well, basically increasing the performance and improving them overall, and the different aspects of the car and our team. I don't think we can actually upgrade anything at the moment, so we'll just have to wait for the moment, and let's just have a quick view of our other tabs. R&D, develop the cars. Morale is normal in all our departments at the moment. Performance, so I can click on one of these, is it? Whoa, that's interesting. I think weight reduction, we can, the lighter the car the better, so we will go with that. That'll be ready in time. 40% failure chance. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Wow, we are almost in line with Aston Martin. Not bad. We're not dead last. But Red Bull and Ferrari, obviously the 3 top teams up there. We will go, yeah, we'll go with the central under tray. Now we'll go to vehicle. So these are the quantity of each component that we are given. So for the ICE, for example, the engine, that is, we get 3 in total for the season. If we go beyond that, that's when we incur a penalty if we have to, install an additional one. Let's have a look at our weekend tire allocation as well. Cool, okay. So practice 1 medium, hard, practice 2 soft medium, practice 3 soft, Q1, Q2. It's one-shot qualifying, so it's a bit ambiguous as to what exactly this would really mean for us. Well, we'll see how it goes. And we are at the Grand Prix. All right. Cool. Here we go. Go to race weekend. Oh, nope. I tried to go to tire allocation. That didn't work. All right.
Hello. I see you found your workstation. My name is Pierre. I'm your man for all things R&D related, so get used to hearing a lot from me. Your workstation should be all set up and good to go, but if you run into any issues, be sure to give me a shout.
Okay, so we are in our pit garage. Let's have a quick look, shall we? Okay, so here we go. We'll go to our next session, shall we? Let's do a bit of practice.
Hey mate, this is Mark. Just wanted to say thanks for trusting me as your race engineer. I won't let you down. The car's ready to go, but it's brand new of course, so there may be a few issues here and there. We'll be keeping a close eye on all the data from here.
Okay, so let's see how we go, shall we? Engineered Insanity. We're in Bahrain, by the way. I forgot to mention the track. Let's have a quick look. Cool. So let's go to our little monitor here. Alright, so a little bit of a fast forward here. I've gone through and I've completed basically most of these practice programs available to us. The race strategy, qualifying pace, time management, managing to score points across the board, getting those development boosts we need. I am quickly just going to show you guys, just for the sake of demonstrating exactly what these practice programs are like, the qualifying pace one, because as you can see, we haven't exactly achieved all our goals here. We've got our 150 resource points and the development boost for our engine, gearbox and weight distribution, but we did not go fast enough to qualify 13th or better, or get an estimated qualifying position of 13 or better in order to get those extra 75 resource awards. So what we're going to do, we're going to jump on track. We're going to go start a lap and start this practice program, and we are going to start off as a flying lap. Let's see how this goes, shall we? Now I have switched to the TV pod view. I'm hoping this will be a little bit better for presentation wise. Normally I like to drive in the cockpit just for that extra immersive experience, but let's see how we go. Down to third gear, last corner. Be gentle with the throttle coming out. Being careful not to spin the tires. We've got that little graph up the top giving us an idea of our pace. Brake early, down to second gear. Round slowly, introduce the throttle slowly, making sure not to spin. And then back on the throttle once past those corners. We're not doing too well at the moment, we're behind on the delta. Back to third gear. Gentle on the throttle, making sure not to rotate the car. Fifth gear around here. Try and maintain momentum down, sixth gear. Back to second again. Green delta. Whoa, almost lost it there, but that's okay. We're okay. This one's a very slow corner, down to second gear basically. Slowly tiptoeing across, making sure not to grab the curbs and spin the car around, because I've done that plenty of times. Then down 4 gears. Slowly, gently increase throttle, then foot to the floor. 6th gear, 7th gear, being careful not to touch too much of the inside curb. Back to 4th, still behind the delta, then back to full throttle, pedal to the metal, down the back straight, penultimate corner, here we go. 3rd gear, being very gentle on the throttle on the exit. Probably not going to work for us on this one, but we will give it a go.
Okay, we haven't hit our program targets. Come in and take a look at data, and if we have time, we'll rerun the program.
Okay, so coming up to the end of this lap, we're in a green delta at the moment. Hopefully. 3rd gear. Gradually increase the throttle. Keep going. That's it. I think we got this. Good chance we got this. Let's cruise over the line. We did it. Alright. Whew. I think just in time as well. Wow. Alright, let's just have a quick look now. We're in practice 3. Fast forward. And yeah, 5 out of 5 for race strategy. 5 out of 5 for qualifying pace. 5 out of 5 for time management. I think we should be good there. And I'm thinking we should just accelerate time and jump straight into qualifying. Alright, so here we go. We're in the qualifying stage of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Practice was not too bad. Definitely the top 10 is where we ended up in. But I'm definitely definitely nervous to see how this is gonna how this is going to fare for us. So let's just have a quick look at our setup. I actually went online, did a quick Google for, good setup for Bahrain, and I found Limitless TRL. I believe it used to go by TRL Limitless, the other way around. But yeah, I went on his YouTube channel and he had a video on F122 for a setup for Bahrain. So we are good to go there. I don't think there's anything else. Our power unit is okay. We seem to be alright. Hopefully we don't blow this. I have spun a fair bit trying to navigate my way around all of this. So let's see how we go. Alright. One shot qualifying. Here we go. Down the main straight. Full chat. Coming up to the first braking corner. Full brake down to second gear. Up to third gear. Fourth gear just to minimize wheel spin. Then foot to the floor. Leclerc is in front of us. That's expected. Sorry, that's science. My mistake. Down to third gear this corner. Take a short shift to fourth to mitigate the wheel spin. Perez is now the ghost. Back down to fifth. Down through these corners. Back down to second. Short shift to third to minimize wheel spin. Sixth, seventh, then early brake. Progressive downshifts. Tiptoeing around this corner. Then gradual acceleration. Currently not doing too well. We're P18. Fourth gear. Slowly increase throttle, then foot to the floor. Sixth gear, seventh gear. Down to fourth and third. Then foot to the floor, back straight, all the way, full throttle. Coming up to the penultimate corner. Third gear. Slowly roll on the throttle. Sixth, seventh. Foot to the floor, across the finish line. Wow. Where did we place? Seventh. Woo. We'll take that. That's pretty much where we finished actually in practice 3. So I'm pretty happy with that. Top 10. Hopefully you guys are happy with that. Again, the AI difficulty is on medium, so hopefully that should be
finished. It's time to remind ourselves once again of our top 3.
Not
Leclerc,
bad.
Verstappen and Sergio Perez. Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
That's right. Thank you very much, Crofty. And as you guys can see, not too shabby. Hey, 133.6. And in terms of all the teams, we were pretty much on the bottom end of the scale when it came to the overall team performance. But as you can see, clear as day, you have the top 3 teams in your top 6. And then there's us, JZ Racing. And below us from there is the rest of the midfield. I guess you could still call them midfield teams, although this recent season has been proven to be quite interesting with Alpine and Alfa Romeo and AlphaTauri and Haas, all of them really, really shining through. Williams still struggling a little bit, but I'm sure as the regulations get better and better over the next few years, it'll bring the racing even closer. So let's proceed to the Grand Prix, shall we?
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today as we return to racing for the opening event of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to round 1 of this year's Formula 1 World Championship. We go racing today around the 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit, with 15 corners and 2 good passing opportunities into turns 1 and 4. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left tyre into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as once again we get another year of Formula 1 underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice, and they've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Won't try to let you down there, race engineers. So here we are in the Grand Prix. I basically just recorded this in advance and just adding this voiceover on top of it, just because I find it a little bit distracting to try and speak while racing at the same time. But maybe it might be something we'll change up as we progress through this series. So here we go, race strategy. Just gonna go with the default softs all the way to lap 6, then pit, and then jump onto the mediums and bang it all the way home from there, trying to minimize tire deg and manage our race the entire way. Having a look at our setup as well, park firme rules, nothing much you can really change, just a few things, a little bit of front wing and the differentials here and there you can sort of adjust, but not exactly every single setting is available to alter. Basically whatever setup you had in qualifying and the setup you had at the end of qualifying is basically what you go with. Alright, so jumping into the start of the race, I really have struggled with these manual starts, but we will give it a go. And lights out, where we go, bogged down a little bit of wheel spin as well, get passed by Bottas and Alonso and Tsunoda. Schumacher sort of giving us a little bit of trouble as well on the right hand side. I give it the full send down turn 1, banging wheels with Hamilton a little bit, but I slot behind him, trying to manage the throttle coming out of those corners because I always flip it around, then always rotate the car, trying to basically manage the race from here on in. Went a little bit wide there, trying to avoid Hamilton because I went a little bit deep into the corner, just braking a little bit too late. Basically a train from here on in for the next couple of laps, trying to just stick with Hamilton best I can, and just trying to also just have a look and keep an eye on those behind me. I tend to tiptoe around this corner a fair bit, down to second gear again, getting very close to the exhaust pipe of Hamilton, trying to stick within his within the streamline basically, or slipstream, trying to stick in the slipstream of Hamilton. And yeah, just this corners, I love this sequence of corners. 7th gear coming up to here, you go down to 4th. I accidentally pulled 3rd as well, but quickly shifted up to 4th, and then bang 5, 6, 7, trying to stay in Hamilton's slipstream. Top gear now coming up down to 4th gear, penultimate corner, again slowly squeezing the throttle as we come out back onto the home straight. And that is the end of our first lap. And I think we skip a couple of laps. Here we go, lap 3 now, still behind Hamilton, but we closed the gap a little bit, and we go down 4th gear. Really got really close there, said hello to his bumper there, Hamilton, but managed to avoid crashing into the back of him, and we managed to continue on. DRS enabled end of this lap now. We can now hopefully be able to claw our way back. And basically that is what we tried to do, just a little bit of a lock up and sliding a little bit. These two corners I really struggle with. Every time I will have just too much throttle or not enough, and either I rotate the car or I'm just bogging down and just falling behind the delta. Went wide here, just being distracted with the MFD and the options, and basically trying to keep up with Hamilton. Now back onto a little bit fast forward, lap 6. First turn here, and crunch into the back of Hamilton. So, I saw signs. He had gone off, basically, and Hamilton had stopped. And I thought signs had cleared him and, cleared the track, and Hamilton was going to take off. And he didn't. He was just smack bang, just sitting there in the middle of the road. And I went right into the back of him. Green flag momentarily, and then stewards threw out the yellow flag. A little bit weird here. I thought I was behind Hamilton a fair amount, but still the game said no, you got to slow down even more, and I basically had to grind to a halt, back up the entire grid. And then here again I got distracted with the MFD, trying to manage my strategy here and call into the pits. A little bit of front end damage. We did lose the front wing end plate, and basically luckily it worked with our strategy because we were meant to pit in lap 6, and luckily incident happened in lap 6. So here we go, everyone pulls in, and currently Perez in front. There's Ocon, and a little bit of I thought I had the auto pit set up, and I didn't realize I had to manually hit the button to make sure I get a good pit here. But yeah, front wing interchange, 4 wheels, 4 new medium tires, and we are out. Somehow managed to jump Perez here. We are behind Schumacher, and basically for the next few laps just behind the safety car, trying to just manage these tires, get a little bit of warmth here. Cold tires, brake, and locked it, and went on a little bit, probably a little bit of a flat spot as well, but just trying to get some heat into them now. You'll probably see me bring up the MFD shortly. Yeah, there we go. MFD, just to trying to keep an eye on those tire temps. Want to get it up to that 80 to 90 degree range basically. Here we go, end of the safety car, basically safety car in this lap on lap 8. Back straight at the moment, coming up to the penultimate corner, harassing Schumacher a little bit, you know, going a little bit Verstappen on him, trying to get alongside him by accident. But here we go, a little bit weird here. Everyone took off, but it was still yellow flag, and then only the green flag came out. So I was a little bit, caught with my pants down basically with the restart. But it's okay. We managed to mitigate the damage. Somehow gave it the full send down the first corner, managed to get Tsunoda right alongside us and keep it there with Alonso in front of us. This was really hectic. This race was incredibly hectic. Went a little bit wide there as well, and yeah, just trying to manage it from here. 5th gear through these sequence of corners. Now fast forward to lap 9, closing the gap on Alonso as we try and get into his slipstream, dart off to the right. Alonso in this game is incredibly defensive. He pulls out just at the last minute, managed to arrest our speed. 4th gear, apply throttle slowly, 6th, 7th, up to top gear momentarily. There's Alonso. He managed to get a better drive off the corner than we did. I slowed down for a moment just to jump into his slipstream. Almost went into the back of him. Last minute reaction there to make sure I don't crash into the back of him. A little bit of wheel spin, almost lost the back end out of these sequence of corners, trying to manage that wheel spin as we try and chase down Alonso basically. I've got Tsunoda up my inside. I managed to dart over to his inside as well. Switch back and try and sort of, get the elbows out, muscle him out of the way a little bit. A little bit cheeky pass there, but he managed to bail out before either of us, managed to enter that corner together, and then tried to chase down Alonso basically for these next couple of laps. And still, further up this lap, and still on lap 10, momentary yellow flag was called out, but then green flag came back out again. But then, what do you know? Leclerc! There he is, off to the right hand side, and there is the message. Charles Leclerc is out of this session. So a surprise retirement on the first race of our season here. Charles Leclerc, one of the top runners on the Formula 1 grid, and he has retired, which is crazy. So we find ourselves in P5 at the moment. Perez is chasing us, we're chasing Alonso. DRS is re-enabled now. Just going to try and chase Alonso here. Fast forward to the next lap, lap 11. We managed to catch him up here on the back straight. And now it's again just to try and drag ourselves up, trying to use our slipstream from Alonso and trying to get close to him. Managed to get a little bit closer to him here on the penultimate corner and managed to get a little bit better drive than I have in previous laps. And now it's just DRS enabled, get that slipstream in. Try and get as close as possible to him, reel him in, dive all the way to the inside, down to 2nd gear, elbows out, there we go, managed to get that move done, very nice.
Good job, nice overtake.
I was pretty happy with that, but it wasn't over yet, I got Perez behind me because he managed to dispatch Alonso as well. And he managed to follow me out of these sequence of corners a little bit better, had a little bit better drive, and you will see momentarily, here we go, dive down the inside of this corner, managed to get alongside us. We have to get out of the throttle, give him a little bit of space, down up to 6th gear, back down to 5th, trying to navigate these sequence of corners, maintain momentum, but target lock and sent. down the inside, managed to get him back. It was properly intense, these couple of battles we have had with Alonso and Perez. And then he was just up to this sort of tiptoey corner. I was really nervous that he was going to get me, but we're on the, especially because we're on the final lap. There he is behind us, he's right behind us, and we're trying to drag ourselves out of here, but he has the slipstream. Move a little bit to the inside to cover ourselves, make sure he doesn't attack us on the inside. Get in the drive out of this corner, and I think after that Perez basically backed out of that. We had pretty much smooth sailing towards the end of the laps, and there you go. You can see Perez and Alonso slowly falling back. We're on the back straight at the moment. Top gear, switch down to 4th gear. Slowly trying to manage the throttle, because there's many times I've rotated on the very last lap, but not this time. Top gear across the finish line, a little bit of a dart off to the right to get close to the pit wall to say hello to the team. And we finished P4. Wow, what a race. That was really intense. I don't know about you guys. Driver of the day, Sergio Perez. Don't know why. I feel like we should get driver of the day, but that's okay. Wow. Max Verstappen P1. Well deserved for Red Bull.
Well, Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today, but what set them apart from the rest?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
Well, there was a lot of incredible driving out there today, but if I had to pick someone, it's got to be Sergio Perez. Fantastic driving.
It's time to check out the Constructors' standings, and Red Bull take over as championship leaders. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Thank you very much, Crofty, and that is it for this Grand Prix. As you can see, our drivers' standings in the Drivers' Championship, we are P4 at the moment. P4 in this race and P4 in the drivers' standings. And then, of course, Constructors' Championship, Red Bull first, Mercedes second, and JZ Racing third. Overall, not a bad day at the office. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Again, if you like this sort of content, please do hit the like button down below. And if you're not subscribed, please do hit the subscribe button. And yeah, take care of yourselves, and I will catch you guys in the next episode.